Hi guys, good afternoon and welcome back to my channel. My name is Grace Isaac. If you're joining me here for the first time, welcome to this channel. This channel is about faith, marriage, family, and food. Yes, of course. So if you're a returning subscriber, I do want to appreciate you all for the love and the support. I enjoy it. I am grateful. I am glad. Thank you very much and God bless you. And I want to quickly go into today's topic because I have, some tips to give you guys on the things that I have been working on personally, and I think it's helping. And then, from experiences, hearing other people's stories and the things that they've been doing, and I see it's working, I'm like, okay, let me put it out for my fans to see, if to know about. If you have not subscribed to this channel yet, this is the time to do so. Please subscribe, turn on your notifications so that you'll be the first person to know when I post a new video. And let us just dive into the gist. So today I want to talk about practical steps to build intimacy in your marriage. And I'll be giving you 4 steps today. Definitely there are more steps to this, but I think the basis, the things that are supposed to come first, those are the things I want to talk about today. And maybe in another video, I will put in more steps of the things you can do. Number 1 step is to master your spouse or know your spouse. One person once told me that, oh, you need to master the pattern of things. It is the same thing when you want to build something or when you're trying to get something out of someone that it might not be their natural self to be clingy or to be touchy. Because I know there are men like that too. But some women, some of us, me especially, we like romantic guys and guys who show affection, and you have to show it a certain way before we feel like, oh yeah, my husband is showing enough or my wife is showing enough. So how do you get that person who is not very into PDA and all that to be more like that? So one of the steps is to master the person. Know your spouse. When you know your spouse and you master their pattern, the way they do things, the pattern of things, when things happen between the two of you, watch the pattern, master how the thing goes, then you learn them, you understand them. And this is something you want to intentionally pay attention to and do. Intentionally want to understand them. You don't have to go to them and ask questions that, oh, hey, I want to know you. Who are you or whatever. That is not what I'm talking about. What I'm saying is that as the day goes by, as you do things in the house, as you go out, as you talk, as you give some kind of gesture and they reciprocate it, master the way they do things and the way they speak. And then that is how you know where to come in and how to start with the process of, intimacy that you are trying to build. And then the next, number 2 step that I would say is master yourself. Know yourself. Because you cannot be confused about what you want and then you're trying to make somebody else do something. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Because so many people are confused. So many people, they will tell you, oh no, I want you to be doing this today. And then tomorrow, they will bring something and say, oh no, don't worry, just do this for me and I'll be fine. You have to master yourself. You have to understand yourself. You have to be able to sit and say, hey, Grace, what do I really want from my man? What do I really want from my woman? How do I really want this guy to treat me? What are the things that I know that if this guy doesn't do for me or do to me 10, 15, 20, 30 years down the line, if Jesus tarries, I will still be okay with it. But what are the things that I feel like if we don't do this, I don't know how much I will survive this marriage or this relationship? Those are the questions you want to ask yourself so that you learn and you know yourself. Then number 3 step is that you should have a goal. Yes, definitely. By the topic, I already said how to build intimacy, how to build intimacy with your husband or with your spouse or with your wife. But then you have to have a goal. What are you trying to achieve? You don't have to have this huge goal of, oh no, we have to be doing this, we have to be kissing, we have to be making this, we have to be intimate. What do they call that now? other room intimacy. No, that's not what I'm talking about. You don't have to list things that are not real, not that they're not realistic, but you don't have to list things that you're not able to achieve. You can start from one thing. If the one thing you want to do is, I would love for my husband to always hug me when when he gets back from work, or I want to be able to hug my husband, or I want my wife to be able to hug me every time she comes back home, or every time I come back home. That is all I want. Write it down. Know that this is one goal I am writing down, and this is one thing I want to work towards. So it is very important to write down your goal. And like I said, do not make an elaborate list. You can start from the very minute, like the smallest of whatever you want, and then you can start building on that. And then number 4 thing, and which is the final thing for this video, is that write down action steps. Write down action steps, the things you want to do. Like I said, if for example, the goal you're trying to achieve is, I want my husband or my wife to always hug me when I get back home from work or from wherever, or when he gets back home or when she gets back home, I want to make sure that we always give each other a hug. What are the action steps? What are the steps you're willing to take to make that happen? You have to be able to write them down. And one thing I would say concerning that, for anyone who probably doesn't know how to start, is they say the change you want needs to start from you. If, for example, you want your spouse to always hug you when you get back, you'll be the one to give the hug. That's number 1. Number 2, when you give the hug, do not expect a hug in return. And I am saying this to say that sometimes you don't always get a response. Sometimes you don't always get a breakthrough immediately you pray or you start something. You have to wait. It takes a process. It will take time. So you need to start giving the hug. When they get back, give the hug. Hey, you're welcome. And then hug the person. Even if they feel a little like pull behind, like, hey, what is going on? Like, when do we start hugging or whatever? You don't think about that. You're the one who know your goal. You know what you're trying to achieve, and you're taking practical steps into achieving that goal and into achieving that thing. So you give the hug, and then over time you would realize that by the time you do it 1 week, 2 weeks, sometimes it will take months, but by the time you're persistent and you're prayerful about it, you don't just do it, but you pray about it, and you don't get tired. Because when we want something, we go for it. When we're taking an exam and we want to pass, we keep reading. When we fail, we read again. We don't complain and say, you know what, I'm not doing it anymore. So you can't give up on your spouse. So you have to put in the work. You have to write down your goals. Like I said, number 1, you have to know your spouse. Number 2, you have to know yourself. You need to know what you want. You need to make sure you're not wanting too many things at the same time. You need to know what am I trying to achieve? And then you have to write down steps to achieve that goal. So I hope you have learned one thing or the other. Definitely, this is not the end of this. I will be making another video about other steps that you can take or other things that you can do to have intimacy, or to kickstart or to improve intimacy with your spouse. So thank you once again, guys. If you enjoyed this, let me know in the comment section what you're doing or what you have done to get your marriage to where your marriage is right now. I hope you enjoyed this. Once again, if you have not subscribed, this is the time to do so. Like this video, share this video, and I will see you on my next video. Bye bye, guys.